Everything is going too topsy-turvy with the Shiba Inu army. Everyone is really pumped. In an instant the terror dissipates. There has been a massive Shiba Inu buying frenzy on Coinbase. This is more than just a move. Something substantial is underlying this. Experts are no longer providing updates. Perhaps this is the first step toward achieving a major breakthrough for Shiba Inus. Tell me what's going on. Furthermore, what am I even referring to? Okay, I'll try to clarify. Important notice. Shiba Inus are having a wild day today. Yep, very much. If you take a quick look at the chart, you could see that the price is theoretically falling. However, if you delve a bit more, you'll discover that a significant development is imminent. The community, even though the price dropped a bit, it's caught fire. All this excitement and commotion is making people act as if Shiba Inu is going to skyrocket. And based on our observations, they may not be completely incorrect. This is when things get wild. Coinbase just had a huge event. Here we are discussing a rather striking maneuver. A Shiba Inu fanatic, also not buying on a whim. Whales are the topic at hand. Someone quickly moved a large sum, which could only indicate one thing. They're getting ready to make a big change. The majority of the time whales aren't just acting this way. However, that merely scratches the surface. An already heated issue has been further escalated by the recent comments of one prominent commentator. They claim that Shiba Inu is getting ready for a big event, a breakout situation. They made note of some chart movement, and the way they described it, as if the terror and chaos of only a few days earlier had vanished into thin air, as if it disappeared without a trace, and all of a sudden nobody is afraid anymore. They're optimistic, enthusiastic, and self-assured. On top of that, you may be asking, what about the price today? Is there anything happening as a result of all this news? Yes, something is occurring, which is why your question is amusing. One expert claims that Shiba Inu has just experienced a significant rebound and is now standing firm. The buyers are firmly holding on. There will be some pushback in the future, but the momentum is there now. That's a lot of pressure. Just ahead is this level, and Shiba Inu could really take off again if we manage to crack it, which it seems like we could. Real momentum, not simply a pump and dump, is what I'm referring to. Almost like a launch pad, the price remains constant thanks to the support that is forming right below. Currently everyone is focusing on the next objective. Another upswing might be in the works if Shiba Inu can muster up a little more effort and break through. Exactly like those that appeared during the last big run of meme coins. Like when everyone is rushing to stay up with the rapid pace of events. So although it may appear that today is a bad day if you only look at red candles, the underlying reality is actually quite bullish. A breakout is being hinted at by analysts, momentum is rising, and whales are buying. Nevertheless, there is a slight detour. There is something you need to know before we all start gushing over this as a surefire lunar mission. An analyst claims that the whole cryptocurrency market has recently suffered, and Shiba Inu isn't immune to it, despite all the hoopla and whale activity. Across the market, crypto assets valued at almost $300 million have been liquidated. Shiba Inu also felt the pinch, with a decline of just less than 6%. Actually, the slump began early in the week. All signs pointed to positivity. A small rally was taking shape, but once May 12th arrived, all of a sudden that momentum completely crumbled. Shiba Inu followed the crypto space in taking a nosedive. It has been a difficult stretch since May 11th, with 5 out of 6 days finishing in the red, as many investors chose to cash out while they still could. However, things start to get intriguing at this point. According to the data, there are approximately 34,000 wallets, holding 25 trillion Shiba Inu tokens, all of which are priced inside this extremely narrow range, exactly where Shiba Inu is currently trading. Most of those token holders are just sitting there doing nothing, therefore there are a lot of them. They are holding on to small losses, or just barely breaking even. So here's what it implies. There is a large portion of the Shiba Inu supply that is currently in a state of uncertainty. Individuals are observing, holding, and anticipating. Neither are they in a hurry to sell, and they also have no plans to purchase further at this time. A pressure cooker is the best analogy. Either way, a strong reaction could be triggered by a single significant move. The major change has finally arrived. The cumulative effect. Did we really observe every single whale activity? something has become quite serious. New information from Arkham indicates that Shiba Inus valued at more than $1.6 million were recently relocated. Indeed, what you heard was accurate. More than 106 billion Shiba Inu coins were transferred to an unidentified address from a Coinbase hot wallet. This wasn't a small transaction or the work of an anonymous user transferring assets. Wow, this was huge. We can dissect the significance of this now. You can't use Shiba Inu for day trading when an exchange like Coinbase pulls that much. A whale or an institution is probably intending to hold if this happens. Putting tokens in cold storage or a private wallet usually signifies a firm belief in the long term. They aren't in it for the short-term gain. Possibly anticipating a big rally in the future, they are gearing themselves to ride this out. Secondly, the receiver's wallet has no history of using the money, has no additional tokens, and hasn't done anything with them since. Strategic accumulation is clearly at work there. This is not a routine wallet shuffle for exchange or liquidity purposes. Someone is betting big on Shiba Inus and then doing nothing. That kind of unassuming assurance says a lot. Therefore, how does this relate to the price? To begin with, it reduces the amount that is available. There will be fewer Shiba Inus available for purchase or sale if more of them are removed from exchanges and locked away. All it comes down to is supply and demand. A quicker, harder, and larger price jump is possible if purchasing demand increases again when there are fewer Shiba Inus available to trade. Also, other investors usually take note of this type of action. In particular, whales. Imagine a chain reaction. When a major player takes action, others soon follow suit. It fosters confidence. It gains steam. Additionally, it sets the market ablaze. You won't believe what happened next. All of this was just confirmed by one analyst. A huge deal. The MBT merchant who has been keeping a careful eye on the Shiba Inu situation finally spoke up. The genuine pump is still not turned on. The spikes and hoopla we witnessed were, in his opinion, simply the beginning. What happens here? The page is currently loaded. He claims that the Shiba Inu has been stagnant for some time now, essentially residing under a large invisible wall or trend line. The true bullish momentum will begin if it surpasses that level. At the moment, it feels like someone is shaking a soda bottle. Everything is building up to the moment the cap is removed, and then boom. From May 10th to the 19th, the price was completely unpredictable if you've been keeping tabs on it. From high to low and back up again. It has been attempting to flee, but an invisible force has been dragging it back. Resistance is that something. People who leap in and out of the market too quickly, or who take profits too soon. That's been the constraint. Now we get to the exciting part. Nothing has changed despite all that. Some important metrics for Shiba Inu have remained stable. One of the zones has previously passed 3 tests without failing. A triple bottom describes that. Plus, once it drops, it usually indicates buyers are jumping in. As a general rule, when the floor is stable, it means that something larger is about to happen. Now look at this. The ordinary investors, who are considered the little people, have been gradually pulling back, but the whales, loading up has been going on. According to data compiled by Into the Block, whale wallets have increased in size over the last 30 days, while mid-sized investors have seen a decline. Well, that's really astounding. The major market participants seem to have some inside information that the smaller players haven't figured out yet. The plot is thickening. Once that trend line gives way, the